And it's the Big Hammock Podcast, back at it once again. Yours truly, Zach Shear, Travis Cecil, and Malcolm Sear. We are coming to you via YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, Apple, and Amazon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, participate in whatever we got going on here at the Big Hammock Podcast. We have a fun one for you guys this evening with another guest from an independent film industry. But before we get into that, we cannot go without saying we started this podcast promoting our film, The Big Hammock. It's a Bigfoot movie. We're the producers of that film. You can purchase it at thebighammock.com. That's one word, thebighammock.com. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
I'm feeling bougie. Yeah, I got a screen and everything, bro.
Doing good. I get to hold my microphone because Travis didn't want to use what he normally uses.
Because he's bougie.
Yeah,
he's bougie.
I'm presidential, bro.
He
Look
does
at
look
this nice
presidential.
desk, bro. I am a king, bro. You can want all you want,
I'll
brother.
give it to you, Travis. You look presidential,
I
bro.
do look very presidential.
Man, don't blow his head up, man. That thing's already big.
That's right.
That's why he puts that beanie on.
That's right. That's my crown.
Speaking of big heads, I want to take some time. I had a baby boy over the week, Tuesday afternoon.
And what you doing here?
My wife had the baby. Well, I tell you, we got everything squared away, and it was my wife's the champion. I want to take a second just to talk about her because I don't really talk about her much on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was our fifth child, second boy. Super excited about it. Mom and baby are doing good. She on this birth, and we're actually, the past 3 births, she's chosen to have it naturally.
Wow.
Okay. And, we did the whole hospital thing and had bad experiences and all that kind of stuff. And, she's got her midwife and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she is in communication with her midwife Monday night. And it's determined that she needs to come in to the midwife to have the baby.
Yeah.
Or they think to have the baby. So it is 11:30. We need to get on the road.
At night.
2 miles from the house. It's a 30-minute trip.
Oh, wow.
We leave the house 2 miles, and her water breaks in the car.
Ew.
Now, I'll tell you this much. For me, I got excited. Now, I'll tell you why I got excited. They say that the more births you have, the easier it is.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now, I don't pretend to know all this kind of stuff, but I'm getting excited because now our water's broken. I'm thinking we're going to get in, we're going to get out, because when you do these at these birth centers, you get to, you go home the same day. You have the baby, 2 hours later, you're home. So
that's crazy. You get to go somewhere. So it's not like the pioneer days. You're not clearing out the living room and you're like, catch.
No, we could, but we choose to go to the place. So
nice.
We I'm excited. I'm thinking we're fixing to get there. Boys, 12 hours of labor later.
What?
She had the baby. She worked her butt off, and what it was, the baby was sunny side up, they call it, upside down.
Yeah.
And he just wouldn't come out. And my wife, she went through so much. I've never seen, this was the toughest thing that I've ever seen her go through.
Yeah.
Period. And it was discouraging, right? Because you think you're going to get in and get out, and here we are 12 hours. Imagine your job.
Yeah.
Any job. Nobody wants to work, 12 hours. You can, right? But labor, 12 hours.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they make me. So.
And, my wife, she well, go ahead.
12 hours.
You ain't working no 12 hours.
12 hours laying on your back is not that. That sounds pretty.
Now you just lost all the women on the show.
Bro, they're going to turn on you in a heartbeat.
Well, that seems pretty easy to me.
It's getting close to Christmas, folks. The Grinch is speaking.
I'm going to tell you right now, his wife's going to be watching this. We're probably sitting right next to him. She's going to slap him in the dang in the
Lindsay
arm.
got the powder ready
All
already.
I got to say is 4 babies, and I didn't feel the same.
Yeah, that is kind of manly of us. We do carry him around a lot longer than those 9 months, ladies.
But,
of course.
Yeah.
I shared that story just to give kudos to my wife and Danielle. I just want to say I love you. The kids love you. You know, I work my butt off, and I'm not comparing myself to her at all. You know, I've got my full-time job. I work 60, 70 hours a week of doing that. I've got a side job, carpet cleaning business. I've got Malcolm's getting ready to throw something out there. I know. I work at the racetrack.
Your Grubhub.
I'll do Uber Eats if I have to.
The podcast.
Movie star.
But here's the funny thing. You start off by saying, I'm not comparing myself to labor.
Well,
he just piled it up.
I'm just doing this.
You don't know where I'm going. You don't know where I'm going with this.
I'll quit.
Where I'm going with this is, listen.
You're going to be on the couch with me.
I tell everybody that she works harder than I do. She don't get a day off. Every day up with the kids. Every night up with the kids. She homeschools the kids.
Nice.
She, all the chores, laundry, dishes, cleaning. Stop. Cooking dinner, lunch, breakfast, all the above. Love you, babe. Thank you for all you do. So, needless to say, she's resting up, and now we have tonight.
Yeah.
So tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, Danielle, for letting them come out and hang out with us tonight, man.
There you go. Tonight we have actor Hans. How do you say his last name?
Hernke.
Hernke. Okay. Hans Hernke coming on the show via phone call. He's a friend of Travis's.
Yeah.
Travis, how did you come to meet Hans?
Man, online.
Yeah.
We was promoting. I want to say at the time we was promoting our short film, Hellphone, because we were trying to raise funds to make the feature. And I got a message from him one night, and man, we've been friends ever since.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Hans. Hans Hernke.
Hello from Los Angeles.
There we go. All
Let's
the way
go.
out in L.A. He's 3 hours behind. Now, Travis tells me currently right now you're working on a project with Warner Brothers Studio on a busy schedule, stepping out on break just to come hang out with us. What are you working on right now, Hans?
I'm working on All American Season 8.
Okay.
Nice.
Very
All
nice.
American Season 8, the final season.
Now, are you are you producing that?
Oh, no. I wish I was. That'd be
Right?
cool. No, I just I do regular background work on it.
Uh-huh.
I have when they do football stuff, I play football coach. And now since the football stuff's kind of been laid to rest a little bit, now I just do they shoot the scenes in a restaurant they built on the lot. And anytime they shoot there, they always bring me in to the restaurant's called the Hangout. So I'm usually there when they film. So I'm here today, and I'm always happy to be there.
Nice.
A lot of the crew that I know on the show are from Animal Kingdom, and that's essentially how I got back on this show. Was just it's all referral basis,
Very cool. So, Hans,
Yeah.
can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what all what all your involvement in the film industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I started off in a little town called Menasha, Wisconsin. I'm a Wisconsinite.
Okay.
Yeah. You can hear it in the
And
accent.
Yeah, I can.
yeah, and Menasha, Wisconsin is just a stone throw away from Appleton, Wisconsin. You ever heard of that town?
No, I've heard about the Appleton Museum here in Ocala. That's about all I know Appleton.
Okay. Well, two famous people were born in Appleton that I think is really awesome. It's one of the actors I really look up to and admire, Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
He was
Yeah.
born in Appleton, just a
Nice.
stone throw away from Menasha.
Okay.
Nice.
And Harry Houdini was
There
Okay,
you go.
there you go.
as well. Yeah. So it's cool to see other Wisconsinites out there and doing the acting thing, and you run into them on set every once in a while. But that's where I got sort of started. My parents were saying I was very animated, and I entertained people at the country club that we would go to. And, they always thought, you're going to be an actor one day. But I wanted to be a cheesemaker like my dad.
Okay.
My parents owned a cheese company called Hernke Foods of the World, and they own. My dad owned it with his two brothers, Uncle Dennis and Dale, and I wanted to work there when I was done with school. And it came a point where my dad and his two brothers decided it was time to sell the factory. And I wasn't too thrilled about that because I'm like, I wanted to work there. And they sold it to Sargento cheese.
Nice.
So Sargento now owns that whole building. So every time I go back to Wisconsin, I see the Sargento sign there. And I just remember that being Hernke Foods a long time ago. And then that's what brought us to Florida.
Okay.
To Orlando. So my dad and mom got a job with Campus Crusade for Christ, which is their headquarters is in Orlando. And that's what brought us down there. And I was still just, I wanted to be in the cheese business. I love Wisconsin. I love just how simple life is here. But we got brought down to Orlando, and I went to high school called the Masters Academy in Oviedo, Florida. And that's really where the spark of acting started for me. I started doing school plays, and one of the plays I did was called Harvey. Remember the story of Harvey with the imaginary rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
And Jimmy Stewart did that movie.
And I was reading an article on you. That was really what sparked you. Really, kind of this acting thing. This is really what I want to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. After I did that play, my drama teacher was like, "This is going to be a challenging role. Are you up for it?" And I remember she asked me this when I was sitting in science class, and there was some video playing, and she came in through the back and she started talking to me, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And went through all the rehearsals. I watched the original film to kind of get some inspiration. And after I did that play, I was like, wow, this is really fun. I want to see how much further I can go with this. So I got an agent while I was in high school. Central Florida Talent was my agent.
Oh, nice.
And they started sending me out in auditions, and they would book me on background roles and like TV shows and commercials and stuff. And I remember my first feature film that they booked me on was a movie called Held for Ransom with Dennis Hopper. Did you ever hear that one?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I know Travis has.
Yeah. They're a few years behind us, brother.
That was shot in, I think, 1999 over in parts of Orlando. And I was thrilled. When they called me out, I was thrilled. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be there. But how am I going to get out of school to do this? So I had to sit down. I had to sit down with the principal and talk to him and tell him I got called to be on this film and I really want to be there. And they said, well, you can't really skip school to go to work. And I said, but this isn't work for me. This is something that's going to benefit me when I'm out of school. At least he thought about it for a minute and he said, okay, I'll make you a deal. You need to keep good grades in order for you to go on your auditions and go be on set. You got to tell your agent that. Academic probation, which means if you have like a D or an F in a class, you got to tell your agent you cannot go on any auditions or shoots until that grade goes up. And I said, deal, done. So they let me go out and work during school. Like back in the day, you had the pager on your belt, and I get a page. I'm like, oh shoot, that's Central Florida paging me. I go in the office and say, hey, can I borrow the phone? They're like, who are you calling? I'm like, call my agent. I'm not calling my parents. I'm calling my agent. And I call her up and say, yeah, they want to use you on Sheena tomorrow. Are you available? And I said, yeah, I'll do it. I just got to fill out a prearranged absence with my teachers and get my homework assignments and stuff. And that's how it all worked out with them. I'm telling you, like, I don't think this would fly today in schools with what they let me do back then. And I have a huge debt of gratitude to my parents for letting me go to Masters Academy, and for the teachers and the staff for letting me go out and do this stuff, because they knew this was going to benefit me when I'm out of school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And,
shout out to your principal for letting you do that too. I mean, I was in school a little bit after that, and by then we did have what we call a co-op, Malcolm. We did have a work release program where you could, instead of you're taking your extra superlative classes or courses, you could go get a job, and you had to work X amount of hours per week, and your boss had to, sign paperwork that you were there. But I'm assuming back in 1999, you were probably the only one that was able to do that, and your principal was the one that went ahead and went with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were totally cool about it. I just had to fill out that little form and give it to each of my teachers, and they would say, "This is your homework for tonight. Make sure you have this done when you come in the following day." And I followed through with my end of the bargain. And there was one time where my grade went down, and I had to call my agent up and say, "Hey, I can't go on anything until I get this back up to a C or B."
So they held
she's like, "Okay."
They held you accountable to that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they did.
Very cool. So Hans, I mentioned a little bit ago. I've read up a couple of your on a couple of your interviews you've had, and you've talked about your success story in the industry and how important it is to promote yourself and maintain relationships. Which I can tell you, for each of us, we can personally relate to that. Vision, the vision that you have of promoting yourself. As how it again, we promote ourselves through this movie, or through our movie, through this podcast, so we can relate to that, right? And you talk about how it leads to keeping yourself relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But you also said that it keeps your phone ringing. Can you tell us about a business relationship that you've established that maybe you are most thankful for the career you have grown thus far?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. One of them is my friend Randy Kent. He's a director and a producer and writer, and he lives just a few blocks down from me. And I helped produce his short film, Timmy the Bag Boy, back in 2005. And I was also the casting for it as well. And after working with him that one time, I said, "Whatever you got, I want to keep working with you." And ever since then, he's brought me on different projects to keep working with him. And we've done, films like The Perfect House, and an independent film called The Lemke Brothers. And he's also helped me out on a lot of my projects as well. With Another Planet from Outer Space, he helped me out with Todd. He's just been a great resource to have, and he's been an excellent friend, and he's been a mentor to me. He's taught me a lot when he's on set filming and directing. I learn from him a lot, so he was definitely one of the people I look up to a lot is Randy Kent, and he's...
has that led to on-screen roles or more producing behind the scenes with him, or both?
A little bit of both. So if I'm helping out with a project, he'll say, "Hey, I have this small role for you in this film. You want to do it?" And absolutely, I'm down. Whatever you need. If I'm able to do it at the time, I'm totally down to do it. And it's been like that with all these other people that I've worked with. Aaron Warren, from Todd. When we did Hidden Agenda together, he. I remember when he was talking to me about Todd, he's like, I don't know if I can have you play that character, because you were Detective Matthews in Hidden Agenda, and I might want to use something different. I said, "You know what? I mean, it's up to you, but let me have a stab at it. Let me give it a try." And then the rest is kind of history. We made we finally made Todd. He talked about it for like a year and a half, and we finally made it. And I read the script, and it started developing how I wanted to play him. And then I met Travis I invited him to the premiere of Another Planet from Outer Space at the Anzian.
Mm-hmm.
First time we got to meet each other.
Travis has talked about that story here on our show.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I said, hey, I got Aaron Warren's looking for a DP for Todd, and like a week later, you guys were on the phone talking, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Todd keeps, and I've watched it on Tubi, but it like consistently pops up.
Oh
on
yeah,
my Tubi.
Yeah,
all over the place.
It does, man. It definitely. That's where I think we get the most plays from. Is definitely coming from Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Hans was great in that role, bro. He was so method, like on set.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was times where it was Todd all the time, and he kind of creeped us out a little bit, but man.
I can imagine if you're staying in that character when the camera's not on.
He had to put himself in this this mental headspace of where he was at and creating his character and his journey, and it was just like it really did freak us out a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
So obviously you played Todd, and I see that on your IMDb IMBD, you've done a couple of notable stand-ins. What was your most memorable stand-in that you did?
I gotta say, out of all the stand-in jobs I've done, it has to be Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All 6 seasons of Animal Kingdom, standing in for Finn Cole, who played the role of Jay. I miss everybody tremendously on that show right now. I wish I could go back. People are blowing up my TikTok because I posted a video of my last day at the Cody house, like the very last day that house was ever there for the show, and saying my goodbye. Like this is the end of the show. This is the end of the series. And people are like, oh, we want a season 7. We want a season 7. And so I would love that too. That's not up to me. But being a part of that show from day one was just, it was such a blessing. Like everybody was just so professional, and we all felt like a family, and I felt very comfortable around them. And it was produced by John Wells, who's, just gone all over the place with The West Wing and ER, and now he's doing The Pit. But John Wells runs a very tight ship on his sets. Like when the actors are rehearsing, they don't have their scripts in front of them. He wants them to come in, completely memorize everything. Mm-hmm. And you rarely hear an actor go, what's my line? What's the line? Rarely on his set.
Wow.
And they don't carry any paper. Like occasionally an actor would have like a binder, but it would not really be near them on set. And just watching that, I was just blown away. And there would be like 7 or 8 pages of dialogue in these scenes, and they're just plowing through it without holding the sides in their hand. And I got to do some pretty cool things on that show. I got to read dialogue opposite of the other actors. Like there was one day where Finn was really sick, so they shot all of his coverage first, and they said to me, are you okay with reading Finn's dialogue off camera with all the other cast? And I said, I'm an actor, that's my job, let's do it.
There you go.
There you go, bro.
So I
stay, or what, if you stay ready, if you get ready, you stay ready. I done messed it up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did.
Damn, I'm getting the womps already, bro.
That's exactly what I did. And the next day, the actors came up to me and they said, hey, Hans, thank you for reading with us yesterday. And we want to say thank you for actually being in the scene with us and not just reading the lines. Like you acted the scene out with us, and that helped us with our performance. And I said, hey, no problem. I'm here to, anytime you guys need that, I'm here to help out. And that's just one of the memorable things that had happened on that show. But 6 seasons went by really, really fast. And when they said it was the last one, I was like, no, I want to do more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
But
wasn't it towards the end of that show, where you did a role where they snatched you up, threw you in the back of the car, and was that on the last season or was that on season 5?
that was on season 5.
Yeah.
That was on the very, very last day
Yep.
of season 5. And that was during the COVID era.
Yep.
So things were a little different then. But yeah, they said you're going to play this detective and you're going to be in the car and the camera's going to be in the car following you up to the crime scene. And then you're going to get out of the car. The steady camera's going to follow you to the detective and you're going to be there at the scene, the crime scene with her. And I remember the camera was really far up on the mountain, filming down on the crime scene, and filming on the car pulling up. And I gave myself lines. I started talking to the other detective. She's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good. How are you?" And I could hear laughing at Video Village because I'm like, "Yeah, Hans giving myself some lines." And after that first scene, the AD came up to me. Her name is Sochi. She also works on All Americans season 8. She came up to me. She's like, "Hey, Hans, that was really good, but you can't say anything." And I was like, "I know, but the camera's so far away." But it's like they were picking up my lines on her microphone.
Oh wow!
And it just feels so weird, like because sometimes they just have background not say anything,
Yep.
and because if they give you lines, you got to pay them.
Yep.
But it just feels so weird. Somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, how are you doing?" And you don't want to like nod and smile. You want to talk.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Okay, we'll do it again." So then I had to do it again without any of that. But the camera guy, there was 2 cameras filming that scene, and Brooks was one of the camera operators, and he told me that he purposely framed up me and the other detective in that scene so it would stay there in the final cut. And I was like, "Dude,
Yeah.
thank you so much for keeping me on that.
Right.
I
Yeah,
really
it's very
appreciate that."
prominent.
And
You can see it.
Right? Very cool.
yeah,
Han, I got a question, Han. This is Malcolm here.
you're welcome.
How fun was it? Now, I've seen Todd. I was at the premiere. I got Travis invited me to the premiere, and I thought it was awesome. But I gotta know, how fun was it doing the American Bigfoot movie?
American Bigfoot. Yes, American Bigfoot. Wow, that was also shot in 2020.
Yeah, right after Todd wrapped. What was it? Like a few months after that, you and Laura hooked up to go film that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. We wrapped Todd in the summer of 2019, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like June or July. I remember, yeah, because I was there for the 4th of July. Yeah, and then we were in the middle of Animal Kingdom season 5, and on March 13th they shut us all down, and I did not know what was going on. And I'm going to be very open book here, but that was a very dark period in my life, and I needed something to keep my sanity going. And when Lance said, "Hey, I think we should shoot this film, American Bigfoot," just a small cast and crew. We rent a Airbnb out in Big Bear, and we just have fun, and we shoot it while all this is going on. And I said, "Yeah, I'd be totally down to do that." And we managed to work it all out where we were able to go out there and film it in a cabin in Big Bear. And it was awesome to have Laura come back out.
Oh yeah.
Or come out and play a different role with her instead of a creepy stalker man. Now I'm just a crazy film producer that's trying to, impress her.
Yeah, bro.
But listen, that movie was so unique, though.
Yeah.
It definitely was different. I've never seen anything like it. And I was just wondering, just going from seeing you playing Todd to playing that, it's 2 totally different types of film. I was just wondering, like, the dynamic of the experience on Todd compared to the experience on that movie.
Well, definitely on Todd, it was, we had a bigger crew and a lot of more weight on our shoulders with that movie because of, SAG paperwork and SAG in and out times, and we had a strict schedule to follow.
Oh yeah.
But with this movie, it was way more relaxed. Lance would give us the script, but he said, you guys can feel free to improvise whatever you'd like, however you feel your characters are going and which direction you want them to go.
I like those better
He gave
too.
us that freedom. Yeah, and it was there were little things that Laura and I kind of discovered on set, like the scene where I fall down the mountain during the nighttime expedition, and I ended up in the hospital the next day.
Yeah, because
that was not supposed to.
Oh, go ahead.
What's that?
No, I was about to say that turned into a wild, I guess, morphine dream, or I can't remember what. He was all up on pain pills, and it spawned into that wild dream, dude. That was just, I was rolling.
Is that from the Bigfoot movie?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
So, I wanted to ask you, that we're talking about a couple movies you've acted in. We're talking about, your stand-ins. Travis, obviously, you guys worked together in Todd. He was a cinematographer for that. And he likes being behind the scenes more than in front of a camera. What's your preference? Because you do both. You do both as well. You're a producer. I do know that you're behind the scenes in a couple projects, even outside of what we talked about now. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the acting side of it, being in front of the camera, or being behind the scenes, being more part of the business?
Oh man, that's a great question. It's a little bit of both. I would definitely I would definitely prefer to be in front of the camera, just so I can stay focused on my character and not worry about the business side of it. I remember when we did Todd, I was a little bit of both, and that was it was really a lot to check into that character, and then when I was done, I had to check out of that character and go to, Lisa or Jennifer. So what are we doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Do we have the funds for Crafty for tomorrow? And then I would have to check back in to playing Todd again. So I prefer just doing straight acting, so I'd have to keep checking in and out like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a lot on Todd, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and the way I kind of decompressed. What's up?
I'm with you on that. I had an absolute blast acting in our film, but at the same time, I've had so much. I think even more fun producing it. Again, I consider what we're doing right now as part of being a producer.
Oh yeah.
And the things that we do. So, and it to me, it's all been fun. It's a hard decision to decide which one's fun. But I think for me, I enjoy being in front of the camera more than behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. There's a lot outside
absolutely.
that frame that you see on the screen. Like that's a 10, 12, 13-hour workday on the outside of that screen. Just people filling out paperwork, signing contracts, bringing in food. The more equipment's coming in. Like there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on while people are acting at the same time.
I also think that it does take effort to get into a character and act. I mean, you've got to memorize those lines, and even if you get in the I guess the mind of that character and improvise a little bit, it's still you still have to know who your character is and what you're playing to be able to improvise like that.
Yeah.
And it takes work to do that, right? Like, because you really have to put your mind in the frame of that character that you're playing. So I understand exactly what you're saying, Hans. You've talked about your career. And it's public information that you knew in high school after doing that play that this is what you wanted to do. And you've even went to a couple of film schools. So I'm asking this question for myself here because I loved acting in the Big Hammock. Do you believe that film school is necessary for success in this industry?
Not entirely, no. I think you can learn a lot just by being on set. Like if you put yourself out there and, hey, I want to be a PA, and you start learning everything about the film business being a PA. And then it'll step you up to, hey, I want to learn this. Well, why don't you jump in this department to learn this? But for what I learned in New York Film Academy, I've learned to edit a little bit, but that was pretty much it. And the
Gotcha.
acting
Wow.
school that I went to in Vancouver Film and Acting School, I was there for only a couple months. And the teachers were asking me, like, are you okay? Like, you seem kind of bored in this class. And I said, all the stuff that you've talked about, I've learned all the stuff back in Florida already.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they said, so why are you here? And I said, well, it's, I've graduated from high school. I wanted to, try something different. And they're like, okay, well, get engaged a little bit more. And I said, okay. And then I had this opportunity come up where I was going to help co-direct a pilot series that was supposedly supposed to go to Showtime, and that whole thing never worked out. I ended up dropping out of Vancouver acting school and flying back to Florida, and then the whole thing just never worked out. And I worked at a movie theater in Winter Park for a while. Do you remember Carmike Cinemas?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carmike Cinemas, which is now owned by, that whole cinema is owned by Full Sail now.
Yeah.
Like Full Sail owns where the cinemas used to be.
Yeah.
And that's part of their back lot and their training and stuff. And I was like, I want to make movies. I don't want to sell tickets for them. And that's when I decided, 2002, to go out to LA. But there are people that I know that go to, film school, and they learn a lot there. But the people that I've met personally have told me I've learned more by actually just being on set
Yep.
and learning the ins and outs. And you can do that out here too. Like, even if you're just doing background work, you're getting paid to be on set, and you're going to watch all these professionals do their job, and you get fed, and you're working with stars. It's almost like you're being paid to go to film school.
Yeah.
Well, and that's funny, because that was going to be like my follow-up question is, what would you recommend someone that has a passion for the industry, but film school isn't an option? And I think that your answer would be get on the set somewhere.
Oh yeah, get on as many sets as you can get.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you want to do, get on there.
Very cool.
I mean, you might not get paid as a PA, but you'll be a gopher for a while watching everybody do what they do, but you'll move up in the ranks.
Yeah, and I look at across the way here at Malcolm and you, Travis. I mean, and Hans is talking about editing. I mean, you guys, your knowledge of what you guys are doing is bar none, and there's not been.
And we never went to school.
No type of school at all. So it's pretty cool, and I think that would be something encouraging for any of our listeners out there that are truly considering getting involved with this. And we're not talking about the I want to get involved with your next movie, and you're looking at them like, yeah, you don't want to do that. Like, you gotta have the I don't know, you gotta have the same passion that we have.
Oh yeah, you definitely gotta have the passion. Yeah,
not just I want to get in a movie so I can see myself on the big screen. Or,
because what happens, people that do that and they're like, oh, I want to be in your next movie, and then they show up and realize how much work it is to actually do it for their little second of fame of being a background actor, and they're like complaining the whole. We dealt with that.
Yeah.
We dealt with it. How long is this gonna take? Like, hey man, you said you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's whenever we wrap. Like, I mean, when you're on a SAG project and you're on the clock, and there's times for certain stuff like that, and it could get you into trouble too, man, because you got people slacking off. You're gonna get hit with that OT, and you don't want to get hit with that OT, man, because people are gonna get paid on you. So you want to be able to shoot it out and get it going. But same respect as if you're on a true independent guerrilla film style. Like, you got to respect everybody that's on set and working and they showed up for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like, put that same effort in that they're doing. Yeah. Even if you're handing out the cups of coffee or whatever you're doing, dude, make sure the job's done.
Yeah, and I'll to go on that. You're right, because it's almost like it's like a catch-22, right? Like, if you're on a SAG film it's like, yeah, you got to be precise because if not, you're going to have to pay extra.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're not on a SAG film and you're not paying anybody, you still want to be precise because if you go over, somebody might have to leave and then you're screwed, right? And then you can't do nothing. There's no, hey, I'm going to pay you because, hey, there's no budget. You know what I mean? So it's like we had the same thing on the Big Hammock where it was like, look, we only got so-and-so for 2 hours. That's why we would show up 4 hours early, do a bunch of walkthroughs and stuff with just stand-ins and make sure everything is, flowing right. So as soon as they show up, we're busting out the scene and we're going on because we're using their borrowed time. Like we're borrowing their time. So
make it worth it.
Yeah.
So good stuff. So Hans, I have to ask, what's next on the book for Hans Hernke?
Well, this year it's been kind of a stagnant year. There's been a couple projects where I've had to just kind of pass on because there's just been a lot going on this year in like personal life and getting ready to move. My wife wants to move to like the South Bay area. So that's been kind of on my mind. But I also feel like when I read for these projects, they weren't right for me. And I know one person that gave me their script, they were upset that I turned the role down. But I said, bro, it's nothing personal. It's just like I didn't feel connected to that character. I want to still work with you, but that's a character I just can't see myself playing right now. And I just feel like this year kind of worked itself out. But I am waiting for a few projects to come out soon. One of them is a pirate film that I did a couple years ago called Cursed Waters.
Yeah.
I hear it's almost done in post-production. I mean, it took forever for post to get done on this movie because of all the visual effects that they had to put in there. And the script alone was 168 pages.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. And they shot that all in like 15 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. But it was fun. I have a really cool role in that film as a sailor, and I got some cool bits in there, and I can't wait to see how it comes out.
Yeah,
There's a really cool scene from in that. What's up?
Yeah, you got to work with Sadie on that film.
Yep, Sadie was there.
Yeah,
she was.
Man,
she plays a very mysterious.
Nice. Yeah, she seems like such a great person, man. I've been a fan of hers for years, and actually, while she was in production shooting that, is when I got in touch with her, and we had her signed for Wicked Ally, and then right after all that happened, the actor strike happened, and it prolonged everything, and it stopped us from getting everything that we was going for a production on that, but. We've definitely kept in touch, man, because that's a dream of mine to be able to work with her one day. So, man, that is awesome. You got to share the screen with her.
You will, man.
Oh yeah.
The other film I'm waiting on is Simon Says 2.
Oh, okay.
It's the film I did in Scotland last year.
Is that his phone, Malcolm?
Yeah.
You're kind of fading in and out there, Hans.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes,
yeah. Yep.
Simon Says
Okay.
2.
Yeah, Simon Says 2. The first Simon Says movie is already out. It's on Tubi. You can actually watch it there.
And you was in that one as well?
Not that one.
Well, then we don't want to watch it, Hans. If you ain't in it, we ain't trying to watch it, man.
We got to show some support.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I know.
Well, I tell you what, Hans, keep us updated for sure, so we can, definitely watch it on our own accord, and then obviously let our listeners know, hey, remember Hans Hernke? He came on the show.
Oh yeah.
His movie he talked about. Yeah, it's coming out. Here's where you can find it. And
Oh
all
yeah,
that good
yeah.
stuff,
I definitely
so.
want to do a follow-up episode with him because he does have a project about to release, and once they're able to talk about it, we got to keep it on the hush hush, and then they start promoting the trailer and stuff like that. then we'll schedule him back on and then be able to promote that and maybe get the director to talk about it.
So Hans, I guess did we pass? Do you want to come back on in the future?
I would love to.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Very
This
cool.
was awesome.
Very
Nice.
cool. Well, thank you for your time.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, and,
Yeah, thank you guys.
And we definitely know that the time doesn't come lightly. You took that break from Warner Brothers Studios to get with us now. So again, thank you so much, and we'll be talking with you soon.
And Han, if you can just sneak on over to the Superman set while they're at Warner Brothers and just grab me some memorabilia, I appreciate it.
All right, yeah, no problem. No problem. If I can get past the gods.
All right, Hans. Well, we appreciate you again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
We'll see.
Have a good night over here in Florida.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, brother. Be safe.
See ya. Malcolm, Travis,
Yeah.
what'd you think?
Pretty
Bro,
cool.
I was excited, man.
Pretty
You
cool, man.
got to hear things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm
Yeah.
just going to. I did not realize that was Todd
What?
until
Yeah.
we got
I was
there.
reading in the notes. He was like, in your notes up here on the screen, it was like, so I see you produced a movie with Travis, and it was called Todd, and he was the cinematographer. And I'm like, yeah,
He
dude.
was Todd.
He was Todd, bro.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Bro.
that till we got through here.
What an idiot.
Oh well.
Kookaburra
Hey.
rocks
Bro,
in the old
I'm
gum
going to have to
tree.
dock your pay for that
Yeah.
one, bro. You're treating our
Hey,
guys
I
like-
played it. Didn't I? I picked up on it.
Well, now everybody knows.
Yeah, but I'm.
Oh, yeah. Hans, I'll kick him in the ass later.
Fun time. I thought I'd picked up on
I
it
might
pretty
just have
good.
to call the real Todd and have him come stock you up.
Oh, man.
Someone told me that's based on a true story, and he just moved back to Orlando, folks.
No. I really enjoyed that interview.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really good.
It's different because we never had like an actor per se, like
Mhm.
that's been in so many things, and to hear different sides of the stories and the sets.
And I could have asked him way more questions. Like one of the questions I wanted to ask would like to know is, how many movie roles has he turned down? Right, like, and
I'm sure there's a few.
I think that there's again you sent me some interviews that he's done, and he's talked about in those interviews going up for roles and casting roles and not necessarily getting them all. So I would like to know the ratio on where he is.
Yeah,
how many
right.
roles has he went for and not gotten? How many roles has he gone for and gotten? And how many roles has he turned down? So. Again, those would be some follow-up questions for next time we get on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And talk about his next project that he's got going. So
All right.
that's all you got, Malcolm?
That's it.
That's it, bro?
Yeah. I mean,
He was
what
back-
else? What else you got?
He was back there playing Mr.
Bro,
Fix-It through most of the episode.
I don't know. It's just like he's ready to get off here. He's just like, all right, he's getting ready to hit the closeout button. you know?
Well, I figured, man, we got to get through this one so we can record us another one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's roll it then. Listeners, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Any of our platforms, mainly YouTube. We need that YouTube because that's how we're going to get paid.
Yeah, we got to get that YouTube
We got to
money,
get that
baby.
YouTube. We trying to get paid. One last time, purchase our movie, thebighammock.com. One word, thebighammock.com. See y'all. See y'all.
Come out your pockets, you cheapskates.
Buy our movie.
Buy it now.